What started out as a book village in 1997 has organically grown into a cultural artist village today called Hayrie. It's located about an hour and a half north of Seoul, not far from the DMZ. But the atmosphere here is about as different as you can get. This has turned into a 21st century artistic melting pot, which features photo and painting galleries, film halls, art and bookshops filled with goodies that you've just got to take home. Plus you'll find architectural avenues and workshops for crafts, writing and every form of artistic expression you can think of. And believe you me, there's plenty. The Village in the Valley is a stage for performance and exhibitions, festivals as well as cultural education. Even children are catered for in the Toy Museum, where kids can dream of future career options, such as a pilot or even a TV presenter. Now, you need to be a practising artist to live in this community, but anyone that's interested in art is very welcome to come and visit this town. Let's go and have a look and see what we can find. But I'll tell you what, first up, a barramundi in the backyard, and not a bad start. One aspect of the town that I do admire is the light footprint of man on the environment and the way the buildings blend in with the surrounding forest. The project aims to demonstrate the artist's philosophy about preserving our planet. Artistic vision can be seen in the modern angular architecture used in the design of both businesses and houses. They've put the funk in functional, you could say. Gardens are beginning to clothe the buildings in a Jacob's coat of many colours. Visit Hayrie Village for an alternative sort of tourism adventure and let the left side of your brain, the creative side, have a bit of a sweet lolly.
Located in the heart of Seoul, one of Asia's 10 busiest cities, is this remarkable historical monument. This is Chandigung Palace. It was built in the 14th century and home to the Korean royal family for hundreds of years. This was actually where the king held court, so he had all his subjects here. And you can see these markers down here. Well, you would stand in a line across there, and this represented your importance in society. Now, there are all sorts of symbols here that are so important. You see, there's a step here, and you step up, and only very important people, generals, ministers and people who are very important to the royal family would be able to walk along here. And nobody but the king and the queen could walk through here. There's a very important reason. See, nobody could be taller than the king, above the king. It's so important. Now today, this has been recognised by UNESCO as a World Heritage listed site. And out the back is an amazing secret walled garden we're going to take you into right now.
The gardens are home to Korea's first large-scale landscape design, and I suspect the stone bridges, mature trees and ancient walls look better today than they did 600 years ago when they were first built. That has to be the ultimate measure of a designer's worth, having the visionary ability to foresee just how beautiful a garden could be in hundreds of years' time. Now, one thing I found fascinating, having enjoyed the autumn colour of the maples in the past, was it was incredible to see them so stunning in the springtime. And the new foliage of Acer palmatum atropurpureum is truly beautiful, and there's inspiration everywhere you go here.
Now, this garden was quite remarkable when it was first built around the same time that the palace was in the 14th century. It was over 250 acres and completely walled. Now, it was walled off for a really important reason. You see this great big building at the top up here? Well, it was the National Library, home to the intellectuals of the country. And they're really responsible for modern Korean culture as we know it, which is why this place is so revered by the people.
The Korean architecture, which developed its truly distinctive character 1,000 years ago, is a feast for the eye, with unique carvings and motifs everywhere you look. The tiled walls are another unique feature of Asian garden design you don't find anywhere else in the world. The palace and gardens can be visited and enjoyed at your leisure, or take a guided tour, which gives you a good insight into the history and traditions associated with this piece of sacred Korean culture.
Now, if you'd like to know more about this incredible palace, we'll simply visit the website on the screen and you can find out all the details on how to get here, how much it costs and when you can get through on tours.
Welcome to the Lotus Lantern Festival, held on the Sunday before Buddha's birthday. This marks the beginning of the biggest event on the Buddhist calendar. And above me are thousands of lanterns, each with a name tag belonging to the person who donated it and representing their prayers and wishes. This sea of lanterns is really just a taste of what's to come later in the evening, as Buddhists from around the country and the world converge on Seoul to prepare for this very special occasion. Streets are closed off around the Jogyesa temple, and by early afternoon, things are really starting to crank up. This is a big deal. Until recently, this has been an event for the local Buddhist community, but now hundreds of international visitors make their way to Seoul to join the celebrations, and they can take part in many different ways. The great thing about the Lotus Lantern Festival here in Seoul is that not only do the locals participate, but international visitors like you and I get to join in too by making a lantern and then going in the parade later on. And this is what you start with, and hopefully this is what you end up with. And I'm getting a good lesson off my friend Soo-hee. So Soo-hee, let's get going. We started with an ordinary paper lantern and armed with glue, nimble fingers, some coloured paper that we had to blow and twirl. It was slowly transformed into this stunning lotus lantern. The locals were chuffed to see us putting in the hard yards. Even the president of the Jogye Order of Korean Buddhism, the most honourable monk Jikwan, popped by to check on our progress. Well, there you go. Not a bad effort for my first go, but of course I did get some professional help so that I didn't make a complete disgrace of myself. Now this, and all the other lanterns being made here, will go into a competition, and I may not win, but one thing's for certain, it'll be coming with me in the parade. Tell you what, there were some pretty impressive rigs out there. White elephants, pagodas, dragons. There were all sorts of lanterns on the go, and I almost had a case of lantern envy. But the beauty of my Lotus lantern lay in its simplicity. Well, I found myself in some interesting situations, and this has got to be right up there. I'm carrying my lantern in the middle of Seoul in the Lotus Lantern Parade, and what a parade it is! And I know what you're thinking. How can I get a piece of the action? Well, you need to get over here on the Sunday before Buddha's birthday. And by the way, he's just turned 2,552. Now, for more information, go to the Korea Tourism website.
Don't go away, because when we come back from the break, we go to the centre of the South Korean capital for all the fun of the High Seoul Festival.